A lot's been going on here at the new location. All the finishes have been going down, the bar tops, the back bar, the taps, all the furniture, all the finishes, the walls. Everything is just really starting to really look like home for us now. It's finally time with equipment going in place, the coolers all being set up. We are, just one step away from being open. A big thing that we're really getting dialed in now is all the lighting in the building, and that's an important part because we really want to showcase this 100-year-old steel, amazing historic building, and we've done that with really strategic lights that light up all the different bits of metalwork and highlight all the really, I think, special features of the building. Just really making it a comfortable and I think enjoyable place to be in, just to be able to kind of have a seat and stare around. There's a lot to see in here, and we certainly, with all the windows, 1,200 panes, we want people to see it. We want them to see what we've got going on. In fact, the way things are set up, you can walk from the corner of 6th and Utica and walk eastbound, and in each room kind of shows the next step of the process. So we're working really hard to not only make this a functional place for us to continue to make really excellent beers, but a place where people can really see what the process looks like. And yeah, there's big open windows on every side of this building, so we got nothing to hide in here, and everything for people to see that goes on in the process. The building overall is about 14,000 square feet, and I'd say we've dedicated a good 4,000 of that to space for the public. The front tap room up here is a good 2,500 square feet, I'd say. Lots of places to sit, plenty of tables, bar space, really cool lounge area we've built with all sorts of different couches and chairs. And then one thing we're super happy with is the patio that we've added on here. It's the old rail spur that came through here, and we've cleaned it up, put decompressed granite out there. We're lighting it, putting in all sorts of picnic tables and barrels for people to enjoy the outside while they're here. We're about to hit some really great fall weather, so there's just plenty of places to get comfortable with one of our beers here in the tap room. We have the back space where we've already got people calling, trying to plan special events. We're talking with other various chefs in town to do special dinners, beer dinners, wine dinners, all sorts of really fun events. And the space in general, I think, just opens us up to starting to do more community-based events and fun things that celebrate beer and just fun things that are going on here in town. I really feel like we now have a venue to help work with local groups to create a space and an area for everyone in the community to get together, whether it's about the beer or, about what they've got going on. We now have the space for it. So the space really is basically ready to open. We've got occupancy, all the different trades are really pretty much wrapped up. You see we're setting the equipment in. Final thing in, we've taken all the stuff down to the alcohol commission, so just as soon as they can come give their thumbs up on it, we're ready to open. So I'm hoping it's sometime here in this month, and once they stop by, we'll probably open within a day or so of that happening. So we'll probably kind of open without a lot of warning, but then wait and here a little later in the fall do maybe a larger grand opening that people can plan for if they don't live nearby but really want to come celebrate with us. And we'll have a lot of new beers and exciting stuff. Yeah, the new spot's 16 taps. We've been planning and holding stuff back, so they're all going to be exciting and rolling. And man, it's just going to be a fun place to come hang out once we can finally get those doors open.
So this building is one of those buildings that it seems like every Tulsan knows. I've been driving by it for 15, 16 years thinking it would be a great place to live, but just a really cool building, the glass and all that kind of stuff. And it's something that has this site has had a strong kind of history in the city of Tulsa, manufacturing. This was it was a brass foundry in the past, became Ben Master, but it was just a cool old metal building. All the original steel structure was here, stamped Illinois. It was made in the U.S. It had really cool bones. We met and started kind of putting some numbers together and figuring out what we could do with this. Felt like it was a feasible project. Came over here on what was, I think, the coldest day of the year. The first time to look at it. Holes and dead birds and trash and an old 90s Dallas Cowboys hat, which became kind of a joke. But and then the next time we came over, it ended up being the hottest day of the year. There was a tree growing in the corner, which we documented it really well, but there was just these really cool kind of juxtapositions. Nature was growing in here and all that kind of stuff. But it's very much needed a lot of work. And I know I'd come over a couple times to photograph it, and Eric Marshall would come down and was like, how are you guys going to do this? This is going to be, this is crazy. And I think we just kind of had a vision of what we thought it could be. Just an wide open brewery in an old industrial building that had, in the past, had created some great stuff, some oil field stuff, and little trinkets. You can still find them online, the brass company. But we started working with Chase and Erica and talking to them about what they wanted from a program standpoint, and they wanted to have a large tap room. They wanted to have a second tap room that they could possibly have, maybe have a chef come over and do a paired dinner or something like that. It's a little bit different than some of the tap rooms and breweries that we had done in the past, but it felt like the things that we were talking about were things that you would expect of an American Solera tap room. And I was really keen on keeping all the glass, the windows. That was a real important aesthetic part of the building. That was a defining character of the building. And I thought we had just previously done some projects where the windows, similar windows, we just had them all redone and glazed, and they looked beautiful. And so we made that decision up front. We were going to do that. Keep the building white, clean, and simple, so that it kind of would serve almost as a museum for the brewing process. It's very much I think it's a teaching space, and people can come in and learn how beer is made. And so keeping it transparent so people can see from the outside what's going on. On the inside they can see what's going on, but it also serves as a backdrop for the process, the beer, and then I think the artwork, the labels, the kind of creativity that I think is inherent in American Solera's, I should say, ethos. This is where you would expect to drink an American Solera beer.